Breaking news tonight on the al-Qaeda offshoot that just declared a terrorist state in Iraq. Lawmakers emerging from an intelligence hearing a short while ago saying this group has now set its sights directly on us. Joining me now, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, a Fox News strategic analyst, and Brad Thor, a former member of the Homeland Security Department's Red Cell Unit and author of the new novel, Act of War. Thank you both so much for being here. Colonel Peters, let me start with you, Ralph. Your thoughts on this? I mean, it doesn't seem to come as a huge surprise that this jihadist group, now taking over Iraq in a caliphate, wants to destroy America.
Well, look, they purely do want to destroy America, or certainly convert America, but it's also a matter of how you get ahead in jihad world. The Islamic State, formerly known as ISIS, just broke out of the minors into the major leagues. But to win the world championship, you gotta hit the American homeland. At the same time, the threat has increased from all the other competitors, the also-rans, old al-Qaeda, Jabhat al-Nusra, other splinter groups, because the only way they make a comeback is to hit America. So because of ISIS's success, or IS's success, you're now going to see all these groups striving to hit us. And even though the feds have done a very good job of protecting the homeland, sooner or later, they will get through, because we have let our guard down, not on our borders, but in the Middle East, where you see this new caliphate, which is galvanizing not only radical, but devout Muslims.
So now what do we do,
Brad?
Step. What do we do? Do we sit here and wait for an attack? Or do we bring the war to them? Because President Obama has shown no appetite for the latter.
No, we absolutely should be bringing the war to them, Megyn. And that big black flag that they're flying on all their trucks and their Jeeps over there should be a selector for our drones. We should be smoking these guys left, right, and center. They're out in the open desert. Let's nail them. And let's stop focusing about boots on the ground, and let's get sandals on the ground. Let's flood the zone with money. Let's try to recon. You see, we're at a deficit because we've let a lot of our intelligence networks degrade, just go away. We cashed out. We left. We washed our hands of it, and we're gone. So we are at a deficit. We need to build that back up.
Why do you think that actually happened? Do you think, I know President Obama wanted us out of Iraq, as did 72% of the American people. But as the commander-in-chief, he knows a lot more than we do. And you would think that if he knew we needed that to stay safe, he'd keep it.
But this is his policy. When he did this whole apology tour and he went to Cairo first, if we unclench we open our hand, extend our hand, they'll unclench their fist. Obama has no stomach for governing, whether it's domestically or internationally. This is the whole Clint Eastwood empty chair thing from 2012 writ large. He is not even on the field of battle. He's not on the field of play, and he doesn't care. This to him is a minor issue, nothing to be worried about. But the question we need to ask is, when are we going to get serious about going after bad guys? Is it only when we're burying dead Americans after the next 9/11?
You know, Ralph, believe you think this for President Obama is a legacy issue.
Yeah, I really do. I've really come along on this. For a long time, I thought it was naivety, politics, disinterest. But clearly, to me at least, he's obsessive about what remains of his legacy. He's clinging to the idea that he's the guy that ended America's wars abroad. And I really think now that played into his decision not to allow the military to try to rescue our people in Benghazi, certainly plays into his attempt to resurrect the dead corpse of Iraq instead of, as Brad said, going after ISIS. The only thing I differ on the issue with Brad is that drones aren't enough. You've got to hit these guys with hard air power and hard and heavy with fixed-wing aircraft, and do it extensively. And if you don't do that, if Obama allows the emergence of this caliphate, the world's first true terrorist state, that is going to be his legacy, and it's going to be a bloody, ugly one for America.
Go ahead.
Megyn, if I can, and Ralph really has hit it on the head. I have a dear, dear friend of mine who left the intelligence world because he got fed up with all the bureaucracy and the desire, not a strong enough desire by the Obama administration to go after these bad guys. And what was the final straw for him was he saw something, and I won't say what agency it was at, but in somebody's cube, and this was a highly placed person close to the power structure of this agency, there was a sign. line that said big ops, big problems, small ops, small problems, no ops, no problems. And that is the long game of the Obama administration, to run out the clock, not get themselves in any more trouble, and maybe do these little actions here and there, the Bo Bergdahl thing, which was a disaster, and try to claim that as a win for the United States and get people ginned up on that. And it's a bad, bad policy.
And that was a strategy that did not work out well. It had some backlash of its own. Brad Thor, good luck with the book. Ralph Peters, great to see you too.
Thank you, Megan.